This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. A man is dead after an industrial accident in Bimini. According to reports, shortly after 9 a.m., police were called to a construction site at a resort on North Bimini. A male Dominican worker was operating a crane and lifting a 40-foot beam from a barge to the dock when the cable of the crane allegedly snapped, causing the beam to fall. The fallen beam landed onto the crane cabin that the victim was inside. The man was pronounced dead at the scene by a doctor from the Bimini clinic. Police are actively investigating this matter. In news from the courts, a man was this afternoon arraigned before a Deputy Chief Magistrate Shubusola Swain on one count of murder. 26-year-old William Etienne, whose address is unknown, was charged in connection with the August 24th web shop killing of Alvin Strawn. Reports are that around 10 that morning, Etienne allegedly entered an Everybody Wins East Street and Balfour Avenue location and headed into the direction of the restroom. Shortly after, patrons heard a shot fired. That shot was soon followed by several others. It was later discovered that Strawn had been shot multiple times. This alleged killer was not required to enter a plea. He was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until October 16th for service of a voluntary bill of indictment. Etienne was not represented by an attorney. And the hunt's on for the culprits behind a late-night bar shooting that snuffed the life of another male here in the capital, this year's 65th homicide victim based on Love 97's count. From what police have shared with us, the victim was sitting in his vehicle outside a bar in Kennedy subdivision off Soldier Road after 11 last night when a group of men approached him. The gunmen opened fire, hitting the man multiple times before escaping. He was rushed to hospital where he later died from those injuries. Investigations are ongoing into this incident as well as a drug seizure that ended with the arrest of a female. Intelligence led officers to a convenience store on Zion Boulevard after 6 yesterday evening. There they searched a woman and found a quantity of suspected marijuana. She's said to be formally charged in a magistrate court sometime this week. And life is precious from the womb to the tomb. This according to Bishop Simeon Hall, who's urging parents of young men and women to allow their pastor to intervene in an effort to turn their lives around. After receiving a gun that a parent found in their home, Bishop Hall says his pastoral duty is to lure these men in the direction of Christ.
As pastors, we are always dismayed each time we see young black men being escorted down Bank Lane. What is even more disturbing is that almost every Saturday we are conducting funeral services for someone who has thoughtlessly been gunned down.
Now, Bishop Hall notes that doing such a thing may be dangerous and adds that parents should be wise and cautious in the way they coax their children to turn in their guns.
It is better to help your son turn in a gun than to visit him in prison or to cry at his funeral. Any parent who knowingly benefits from their son's crime will in the end weep at his tomb.
And a sigh of relief for parents of a young boy. Jason Delaveau was reported missing this morning. However, police this afternoon confirmed that the 6-year-old has been found. He was reportedly a few houses away playing with other children. Our final story is up next.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.